Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Out here sweating it out in the hot sun. Man, we've had some crazy hot weather for this time of the year. In fact, I looked yesterday because my wife and we have friends and family in Texas, and we were hotter here yesterday than in most of the state of Texas. We are going through a nasty little heat wave right now. And I don't know if you can hear it, but might be able to see it. There's a thunderstorm maybe a mile away. I looked on the radar and it might be a mile away from us, but it doesn't look like it's gonna get here, circle back around, I think, maybe till later this evening. But man, it's been a hot one. Out here trying to do what I've been telling all of you to do. And that's grow more food. I'm out here trying to expand the garden spot. It doesn't look like it too much right here, but you know, taking an area that wasn't a garden, it's never been a garden, and turning it into more garden spot. That's kind of the goal around here. There's a few areas that, you know, it's just land that we're not using, and so I'm trying to put stuff there to grow food. Potatoes, maybe some wheat this winter, you know, just garlic, lots of garlic, things, you know, squash, gonna have a big squash area for some winter squash. So this is something that you all need to be doing, and let me show you why. Take a look at this. Now, this isn't everything, of course. But this is showing how much some things has gone up in price in the past year. And if you remember correctly, this is just the increase over a year from now, or a year ago. A year ago, prices had already gone up, okay? I keep telling people this, you know, oh, it's only 8.5% inflation. That's 8.5% inflation over the year. But if you go back a year ago, we were inflated already. There were prices already gone up. You know, like when you see gasoline isn't up 44% from what it was a couple of years ago. It's up a lot more than that. In fact, it's up over 100%. It's more than doubled in the last 2 years. So when you see, well, it's only up 44% over last year, and last year this time it was already up, you know, about 50%. So it's doubled. And this problem is going to keep happening. We all know this. We've been talking about this. I'm not going to tell you not to necessarily believe when they say that inflation went down just a smidgen this month, but I will ask you this question. They're saying that inflation went down 0.2% in the month of April. Did anything that you bought in April, was it less in April than it was in March? Because everything that I can think of that I've purchased, I paid more in April than I did in March for it. I mean, that's just something to think about. We bought a few weeks ago, you know, the canned chicken. It's kind of like tuna, but it's chicken. And we found a bunch of it because it's not something that's, you know, always there, it seems like. And it was a good price, and we purchased it, and because they were in 4 can packs, and they've got 4 pack of cans have gone up $2 in the last 4 weeks. This problem's going to keep happening, and it's not going to just keep happening. It's going to get worse because, as you all know, the problems with farming this year, between diesel shortages, fertilizer shortages, drastic increased cost in diesel, drastic increased costs in fertilizer, shortages in parts, shortages in tractors and implements and other things on the farm, high prices of everything for farmers, and then all this crazy weather, you know? I mean, like I said, right now it's in the 90s. Normal temperatures here are in the upper 70s. Some of the places down in Texas and out west has just been super dry and super hot. And then other places in the country have been just really, really wet. What that means is that come this fall, when the harvest comes in and things start getting sold to manufacturers to use that, raw food to make stuff, it's going to cost more. It's going to cost more for the manufacturers to purchase it. And means that it's going to cost more to you, and there's probably going to be less of it. So you need to be getting out and doing what I'm doing today. And trust me, I don't want to be out here in this hot weather doing this. I wasn't planning on doing this in this kind of heat. But with the thunderstorms moving in, I was hoping to get this area that I'm working on developed so that I can get some seeds and stuff in the ground before the rain hits. I'm working hard to get that done today, and that will be just even more food that we're able to produce. And I figure we'll preserve as much as we can, and by this fall, if everything's great and we're all back to this normal life and there is no problems, we'll have plenty of food to donate or give away or barter and trade with people, eat more than we need. So I'm not too worried about it. We've got the space and we've got the seeds, so we're gonna do it. And for those of you that can, I strongly encourage you to do the exact same thing. And another thing that we're focused on this year, instead of growing a lot of variety of stuff, we're focused on things that produce the most calories per plant or per square foot or whatever, so that we can optimize the amount of food. We're looking at that. We're looking at things that preserve easily, like winter squash. You don't have to do anything to them pretty much. They'll last all winter long. Potatoes produce a lot, things like that, instead of having tons and tons of different types of plants and different, varieties of plants. We're going to focus and kind of narrow it down and try to produce as much food as possible in the space that we have. And I haven't figured up how much square footage that we'll end up having planted, but last year it was just a hair under 10,000 square foot, and so I'm shooting for 15,000 square foot, and then I'm pretty much doing it all on my own. We have kids and they help, and my wife, but they do other things, so that's quite a bit for one person to do most of the time, and it keeps me busy, and I enjoy it. That's also it's a side benefit of it. But folks, get out there and produce food, because I'm telling you, even if it's not 100% chance of it getting worse, I think there's enough of a chance that makes it worthwhile the effort now, the time and effort it takes to put more food out. Because like I said, what's the downside? You have more food than you need. Can it up, preserve it, give it away if you have to. But get out there and plant more food. In case you're wondering about the little lamb that's running around, he is totally fine. He's a bottle fed. I've been bottle feeding him. And so he thinks I'm his mama, and anytime I'm out here, he runs back and forth wanting me to come in there. But he's totally fine, so don't worry about that. Anyways, I'm gonna get to it in case this does start raining, because it is starting to cloud up more here than it is back there, and see if I can get this finished up. All right, folks, thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.